Yo. Welcome back to Brent Lab, where we transform obstacles into opportunities and anxiety into strength. Today we're diving into something that every anxious person has experienced, the relentless hunger for answers. The constant question of why do I feel this way is one I know all too well from my own experience with anxiety. By the end of this video, you'll understand that you may never know exactly why you feel anxious, and that's okay. You'll learn how searching for answers may actually fuel your anxiety rather than relieve it, and why it's time to stop demanding certainty and start embracing life's mystery. The hunger for answers. Let me tell you from personal experience, the hunger for answers when you're feeling anxious can be all-consuming. I used to obsess over questions like, why is this happening? Or what did I do to cause this feeling? I thought that if I could just find the reason behind the anxiety, I could make it go away. But instead it did the opposite. It created more turbulence, more fear, and more frustration. Then I read this in Awareness by Anthony DeMello. Life is a mystery. Your thinking mind cannot make sense out of it. Reality is not problematic. You are the problem. That hit me hard. I realized that no amount of searching for answers was ever going to give me the definitive clarity I was looking for. And that's because life isn't meant to be fully understood. It's meant to be experienced. The paradox of searching. Sometimes the more I searched for the root of my anxiety, the more tangled up I became. I would analyze everything, my actions, my thoughts, my emotions, my past. And don't get me wrong, certain elements of this search were helpful. But it also caused a lot of stress, and I never found exactly what I was looking for. It took me years to realize that in matters like this, you don't really find something when you're searching for it, and that the answers that I found weren't necessarily going to bring me peace. The truth is, you may never know for 100% certain why you feel anxious, and that's okay. Certainty is not the cure to anxiety. The acceptance of not knowing. Thomas Aquinas said, "This is what is ultimate in the human knowledge of God, to know that we do not know God." I'm not trying to make this about God, but the sentiment is applicable here. It's about accepting that there are things in life that we will never fully understand. Once I accepted that I wasn't going to solve my anxiety like a math problem, something shifted inside of me. I stopped searching for certainty, and that alone brought me closer to peace. Why insight and awareness still matter. Gang, don't get me wrong, insight and awareness are still immensely valuable. They help us better understand ourselves. But here's the key. Emotional insight isn't just about knowing the answers to why you feel some type of way. It's also about understanding your relationship to those feelings. You can have insight into your emotional patterns without needing to fully comprehend them. Awareness gives you better self-understanding, but accept that you will never have factual certainty. Ironically, this acceptance will actually bring you closer to the truth. The bottom line is there is no test that you can take that will definitively prove why you have an anxious experience. Life is a mystery. Life is mysterious, and that's not a bad thing. Instead of trying to force the answers out of every anxious thought or feeling, embrace the uncertainty. The peace you're looking for isn't going to come from knowing why. It's going to come from accepting that when you stop searching, that's when you find it. And even if you never know, that's okay. Just as it is impossible for a man to see his own face in choppy waters, so it is impossible to seek God if the mind is too focused on the search. Let's recap. So what have we learned? When you're anxious, you're going to be tempted to demand answers. You'll want to know why you're feeling the way that you do, but the truth is, you may never know. And searching for answers might be the very thing that's keeping you from them, and it might lead to more stress and anxiety. Insight and awareness are helpful on the path to overcoming anxiety because they yield self-understanding. But if you strive for awareness, fight for it, make a goal of it, that could take you further away from peace. The cure to anxiety isn't in knowing. It's in accepting that life is full of mysteries. So take some of that pressure off yourself. The questions you're asking, like, why is this happening, aren't necessarily going to lead you to peace. Embrace life's uncertainties, and you'll find that peace was never in the answers to begin with. It was in your acceptance. Remember, the trick to forgetting the big picture is to look at everything close up. I am really looking forward to seeing you next time. Stay strong and keep experimenting.